In real life, if you stand for everything, then you stand for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like the same kind of mantra that I try and rock with on social media, right? Just like, I'm a 23-year-old living life for the first time right now. I'm trying my best to get better at Ironmans. In a year it might change, in 5 years it might change, but like, that's how life goes. You're never just like this continuous being that doesn't grow or doesn't change, because then like you're complacent. And nothing comes from complacency.
All right, Luke Hopkins, welcome to Beat the Heat.
Thank you, Todd. Happy to be here.
Pumped to have you. You were called out by Nick Bear.
Yeah.
So the way this works, right now it's 160.
Gotcha.
It's going to continue to get hotter for 30 minutes, ends at 2:30.
Gotcha.
If you make it, you beat the heat, you win the Golden Ladle, and you can hang that up over your fireplace.
Pinning on the fridge, man.
Yeah, and there's 5 trivia questions that pertain to you.
Okay.
If you get the trivia question wrong, water goes on the rocks, which
it gets a little hot.
Painful.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to start off by, having heard from the man, like, what is the Luke Hopkins effect? What is the effect?
That's such a great question, and it's still something that I'm trying to figure out myself. It wasn't anything that I started. It was something that a lot of individuals who choose to support me, they kind of started it for me. After Ironman Texas this past year in April, it became like a TikTok trend is where it started out. And people were just making videos of buying their first bike for their first triathlon or starting to running. And they would just be like, me after watching one Luke Hopkins video. And then it turned into like the Luke Hopkins effect. And now it is just like the effect.
Yeah.
And while it could be, I think, perceived as just like, oh, you're signing up for a race for the first time, I think of it more as like choosing to do something hard.
Yeah.
Choosing to push yourself in a way that previously you've never done before. And the effect itself is that like through doing something hard yourself, you can inspire so many individuals, close friends and family members, or like absolute strangers who you may never even meet in person. But it's just one of like the powerful things of choosing to share your life on social media that I think like can be used as like a massive positive thing. And it's been so cool to watch. And for people just to tag me in them, completing an Ironman for the first time, they're like, I did this because of you. I'm like, that's crazy. Like
how's that feel? I mean, what a sick thing to be named after.
Yeah.
Like, because, there's a lot of things, I feel like it's pretty rare to like have those such positive things associated with your name. So it's pretty sick.
It's like, I always think about the idea of like pressure being a privilege, that so many people look to me and they're like, oh, like this guy, so inspiring. I'm like, hey, I'm still trying to figure it out myself. And that's something that I always try and communicate is like, I never want to be perceived as an individual who acts like they have it all figured out. Because truthfully, nobody does.
No.
We're all living for the first time. Every single day is a new opportunity to try something. And whether or not that works out, it's always an opportunity to like grow and learn from it. So that's been like my message coming across is, hey, like, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. Because Ironman Texas, to me, like, I walked the majority of that marathon because I was cramping so badly.
Yeah.
And like, to me, I thought that was a failure. But to so many individuals, they saw it as this like massive positive thing.
Yeah.
It kind of allowed me to like flip my mindset a little bit, because I feel like from an athletic perspective, you can get so caught up in objective results and forget about just the way in which people perceive you.
Yeah.
And you'll always remember how someone made you feel in a conversation. You won't always remember what their run split was in a race, or like how much they lifted in a certain moment.
So that's my first trivia question for you. We'll give you within 5 minutes. What's the fastest Ironman time ever?
Oh my goodness.
Ever recorded? So not in Kona, just sanctioned Ironman.
Sanctioned. So it wasn't the sub 7 attempt by Christian Blumenfeld, the unofficial, correct?
No.
Okay. 7 hours and 36 minutes.
7:21. So
15 minutes off.
Close. So we'll do our first pour.
Okay.
So, see, it's interesting. I always tell people, it's like, I also want you to kind of get them right.
No, yeah.
So it's like,
it's hot for both of us in there. That's fair. Who set that down?
Christian.
Christian Blumenfeld. Yep, gotcha.
Okay, so I was talking to Andrew, who shoots a video for Sisu, and he's a young guy, and I think that's what's cool when I looked at all your stuff and what you're doing. I think sometimes for people like younger people, when they look on social or whatever, and someone's building a bunch of things, doing all this cool stuff, it's like kind of unrelatable because they're so much older, they have so much time. You're a young guy. Like, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23. You're doing all this cool stuff.
I'm trying.
So I just wanted to hear, like, I guess going back, what was your plan? Like, what were your dreams going into, like, from high school up? And then how are those things changed throughout the process?
Yeah. It's so interesting because I feel like anytime someone asks me, like, oh, like, what did you do to get here? I'm like, great question. Like, I had no intention of getting to like this point, but I'm so beyond grateful to be sitting here in the sauna, But I out of high school, I had the opportunity to play collegiate rugby at Brown University. Yeah. And just due to some family stuff, I decided instead to take a full academic scholarship at USC, which like one of like the things that I'm most proud of in my life is like my parents not having to worry about paying for college. Yeah. And I decided to study neuroscience. I was always extremely interested in like mental health, especially within athletes. So the goal originally was to get my degree and then go into sports psychology, whether that meant going back and getting my master's right away or like taking a year off and then going back to it. But like, I loved the idea of working with younger athletes, like high school and collegiate athletes who still have like the developing prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that is like higher cognitive processing and like development of self. So it's like, okay, if I could help them inspire positive perspectives of themselves, like that would be absolutely influential, not only in the way in which they perform on the field, but the way in which they live off the field. And it wasn't until my sophomore year of college that I came across Nick's book, which was 25 hours a day. Didn't know who he was on social media, but it was just a book at the time because I was starting to get into self-help books. So I was reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And then I saw Nick's book and I started to read. I'm like, this guy, pretty cool, lifting a lot of weights. I wasn't really running at the time. I was coming off of my rugby career. So any running I was doing was like very short sprint based, nothing long endurance. And as soon as I looked him up on social media, I'm like, oh, like, this is cool. And this is a guy that like I would want to follow. So I started to follow along closely to BPN. I decided to run my first marathon my sophomore year of college. It was the LA Marathon in 2022. No idea what I was doing. I would go out every Saturday and try and run as far as I could. Didn't know what electrolytes were, no clue what gels were. Like it was.
What would you run?
I ran a 3:42 in LA, but I walked the last 4 miles because I was cramping so bad. Now. I felt like I was doing pretty good. I mean, as an individual, I think I can like push really hard. Like up until the point where it's like, I literally can't anymore. Yeah. I think like my body gives out physically quicker than I do mentally, which, blessing in disguise sometimes, because sometimes I think I push a little too hard. Yeah. But yeah, after that first marathon, I was like, 1, I have to get faster and figure out how to not walk the first 4 miles. And then 2, like, what more can I do with this? Because it was really fulfilling to have a bunch of my friends and my parents were out there for the first marathon, but I wanted to see if there was a way in which like, it could be more than just like my own personal accomplishment. Mm-hmm. None of my college friends were really that interested in running a marathon until my senior year.
It's coming around though.
I got 2 of my roommates my senior year. One was a former runner, so it was easy for him, but one had like no running background. He ran his first marathon his senior year and I was super proud of him. But yeah, after that first marathon in 2022, I wasn't until the winter of 2023. So like going into my second semester of my junior year, I started posting on social media.
And what prompted you to do that?
I was just finishing up my term as president of my fraternity. And I felt like I had done a lot for everyone else. And I like took a step back. I'm like, what can I do that like I truthfully enjoy? Yeah. So I'm like, well, I really like lifting. Like I was huge into just like seeing how much I could squat, bench, and deadlift at the time. And I was like, what if I just start posting it and seeing what sticks? And this is when like fitness on TikTok was starting to pick up and you're seeing all these people. And I was like, this is cool to me. Like I enjoy watching this, like, and I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. What's the worst that happens? That I share myself. And don't get me wrong, like I did have a lot of, I think like insecurity because all these people that I go to college with, they know me one way and then you start posting on social media. And I think there's always like this negative connotation at first. It's just like, whether people perceive it as narcissistic or they just think like it's cringy. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what you're doing with this. But I was very fortunate. Like the majority of my friends were so beyond supportive.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think that a super powerful question of like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
I think when you look at most scenarios in life, that's a great thing to ask yourself, because rarely the worst isn't that bad.
Yeah.
But I think like it, you know, it's a shame. And I have friends that are super successful that want to do social, but that fear of like what people are going to say is powerful.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool to hear. I think there's probably a lot of people out there listening that see what you do and are inspired, but they have that fear. They probably assume you never felt that.
Yeah, I think with social media, a lot of time, it's so easy because I even find myself like doing it at times. You could see someone doing something or posting something and almost forget the fact that they're a human being with thoughts, with feelings, with emotions. Like anytime I post on social media still, like I've been doing it for almost 3 years now, I'll like turn my phone off and like put it down and like try and do something else to distract myself. Because like I still have that like little bit of anxiety every time that I post. I'm like, oh wait, what if people don't like this one? Because at the end of the day, like your presence on social media is determined by how strangers choose to perceive you and like choose to support you. So my approach has always been like, hey, like I'm just putting myself out there in the most authentic light. Like this is me. I love when I meet people in person. They're like, you are the exact same online. I'm like, yep, that's the whole point. It's just like what you see is what you get. And that's what I always encourage people who like always want to try it. I'm like, hey, like if you're just being yourself, like your friends and your family are going to support you because they support who you are.
And if they don't, they're not really your friends.
Exactly.
I feel like authenticity is like the most, when people ask about social media, like people talk about all these different hooks and ideas and like strategies. But I think it almost like, I think the audience doesn't get enough credit. I feel like people can feel if someone's authentic. Like you can't, like I don't really think you can hack the system. I think like either you're authentic and people like you, or you're not and they feel that. And I think that like, you know, I think that's when I've seen people try to start doing social, I feel like they think they need to be someone that they're not.
Yeah, I mean, because the biggest thing is like, there are billions of individuals on every single social media app.
Yeah.
And not everyone is going to like you because not everyone's going to be interested in the same things you are. No. You know, that's real life. Yeah. And I think a lot of people will just look at it as instead of like, oh, like who are these people? Who is this community that I'm trying to build based on what I find like I'm passionate about? It's just like, how do I get the most views?
Yeah.
How do I get the most people to like me? But like,
which probably is going to do the opposite.
Exactly. In real life, if you stand for everything, then you stand for nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like the same kind of mantra that I try and rock with on social media. It's just like, I'm a 23-year-old living life for the first time right now. I'm trying my best to get better at Ironmans. In a year, it might change. In 5 years, it might change. But like, that's how life goes. You're never just like this continuous being that doesn't grow or doesn't change, because then like you're complacent. And nothing comes from complacency.
No doubt. Question number 2.
Okay.
So you're at USC, right? Mm-hmm. How many national championships does USC have in football?
Dude, you're cooking me right here. I'm gonna go with 11.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Wow. I thought you were gonna get that one wrong for sure. Yeah.
I was a big football fan back in the day. Like, original dream in high school was like walk on at USC, play football.
I walked down at Michigan State. I have the walk on. Yeah, man.
But to be honest,
was that your dream school?
USC, yeah, I mean, like once I got in there, I'm like, this is everything that I could have imagined.
You being an East Coast guy, I feel like college football doesn't have the same like effect, like Midwest, South.
I mean, crazy. Big Ten, and then originally Pac-12, you know, now that rest in peace. But yeah, when I got there, like you could tell like there was a very big culture shock and like how much people rode for USC football. What I was saying was originally, like when I figured it out, I was going to USC, I'm like, I'm gonna walk down there. I'm gonna play football. Like this is absolutely everything I want to do. And I put so much pressure on myself mentally that I think I ended up just getting in my own way. It was like entirely self-sabotage because I was so nervous about messing up that I wasn't even giving myself an opportunity to like outwardly display how much it meant to me.
Did you try out?
Yeah, I tried out. Horrible draft.
Really?
Like, truthfully, yeah, I was so nervous.
What did you do bad? What position were you trying?
I was trying out for wide receiver. So I put slot, safety, and then kick return in high school. And obviously 5'9" white wide receiver. They're like, you know, but like still, like I just noticed like I wasn't as clean cut in my routes because I was thinking like, okay, 3-step breakdown. You know, I was thinking way too little picture, little details.
Not
just
fluid.
Like that flow.
Yeah.
And that's something that they talk about a lot in neuroscience. Like when you get into the flow, you aren't thinking about the little details. It's almost like unconscious what you're doing. And after that tryout, I was like so upset. I was like, dude, like, should I transfer? Like, I thought this is what I
So is this your first fall?
This was my first spring, because first fall I was online due to COVID.
Okay, so then spring didn't make it. Yeah, were you going to try again, or you?
I kind of took it, and I had, you know, a lot of conversation with my parents and a lot of conversation with my roommates, and I was like, there was like a reason why it didn't go that way. And that's what almost led me to like go further into neuroscience and positive psychology, because I was like, I want to make sure athletes and individuals like don't experience what it feels like to like hold yourself back from your true potential.
No doubt.
And that's why I try to like vocalize as much as possible. It's like going into these big workouts or races, I'm like, hey, like sometimes I feel great, sometimes I don't feel great at all, but like that's the nature of these things.
Yeah. So you're going to neuroscience. I feel like you have all these things going on, you're training, like all this stuff. Where like, what are your goals? Like, where do you see all this going? Because I feel like there's a lot of directions you can take it, which is, that's a blessing.
It's super exciting. And I mean, big picture, I do see myself going back to school. Like absolutely not even a question to me. It's just, I want to go back when I feel like it's something that I'm truly called to do, not something that I'm doing just to like say that I'm doing.
Check the box,
Like if it takes time, and it's like, if I can be an athlete for as long as I can, competing, trying my best, then I'm going to do that, because I found so much passion in, I think, finally developing a positive perspective of myself, because I feel like young individuals, especially young men, can struggle a lot with their identity. Going to a big college too, or not being the most sure as to what career path you want to follow. You can go down a number of different holes that really lead you against the path that you're supposed to be going on. But yeah, like just looking at where I am right now, like I'm so beyond appreciative to like live this life. And it's something that I try and make sure I'm always acknowledging on like a day-to-day basis. So when the time does come to, you know, hang it up or stop competing and whatever that may be, or just shift my focus from solely competing to then trying to develop out more of this idea that I have of combining physical training with like mental health counseling therapy. Yeah. Because there is that direct connection of like physical exercise, releasing these positive neurochemicals like dopamine, like serotonin, elevating oneself or one's perception of self. And as a result, like you can approach problems in a different manner. Yeah. So I think that's something that without a doubt, I will be pursuing. And then like big picture, like the idea of being a father one day is something that I prioritize, and I'm so beyond excited for. I think about my dad, who travels the country to watch every single race that I've done, every single competition that I've done, he's been there for. And I'm like, there will be a day where I'm doing the exact same thing, because that has such a lasting effect on me. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we're going through, me and my wife had to do embryo transfer for IVF next month. So hopefully we'll go through. Yeah, man, appreciate it. But all right, so question number 3. You're doing pretty good on the questions. You're 1 for 2 so far. 50%. So I would say a mustache is included in the Luke Hopkins effect. I guess so, which is funny because for the first 21 years of my life, I could not grow facial. I mean, given like majority of it, but like from high school to all of college, could not grow facial hair. Yeah. So I moved to Austin after I graduated. I was like, you know what, new city, might as well give it a try. And within 3 weeks, I don't know. Are you sure Eric Hemmings didn't just like blow and get stuck on your lip? There's a chance. I always make jokes that eventually the tape's gonna fall off. And I'll go back to clean shaven. But right now, it's only one. What is the language of origin of the word mustache? Italian. Greek. I don't know why, I felt really confident. You were really I don't know. I just felt like and actually after that, it was linked to like more French. Okay. So you were super. Like I could have done better. So it wasn't even like a gray, which is good. All right, it's gonna start to get pretty real. We're about 18 and a half minutes in. So woo! Thanks a lot. Yeah. So I want to dive into your life. Well, first off, from an endurance perspective. So let's say we'll take you back to the moment you finished the marathon in LA. Okay. You're like, I want to get better at all this stuff. If you could go back and tell yourself 3 things, so 3 tips, stuff that you've learned that you wish you would have known then, what would they be? First tip is, and I love this quote so much, and I want to say I'm pretty close to coining it. Like, I don't know where I've heard it from, but it's like, your path is what you are intended for, not always what you plan for. And that's good. The idea that like, you go out and you set these goals and you're so dead set on accomplishing them. And then more times than not, like something happens, something comes up and like, no doubt, you come up short. And it's very easy in that moment to be like, I failed. You know, there's nothing I gained for it. But when you realize that if you were to just constantly make like these massive jumps, like the marathon, for example, if like you do your first marathon, so you go 4 hours, next one you do 3 hours, next one you do 2, and like, I believe there's supposed to be like these like stops or like these like midway points that like you come up short.
Yeah.
Because that teaches you much more mentally about like who you are. It's very easy to uphold your standards and stay true to your character when everything's going right.
For sure.
But like the minute something goes wrong, like the minute you face adversity, like who do you choose to be? I think that's something that tells a lot about a human being. So
okay, that's one. And how about something that's more like training related, like physical? Hydrate.
Yeah, a little bit. Hydrate's a big one. But if you're looking for other individuals for motivation, don't let it be the results that motivate you. Let it be like the process in which they take. And it's like,
how do you think you do that? Because I think for a lot of people, they hear that and it's kind of unrelatable, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think majority of the time people are thinking about the results. Mm-hmm. Like, what have you done to shift that?
Well, like, to be entirely honest, like, can't emphasize enough. I'm no perfect human being. So like, I find myself a lot like,
I don't know. There's a lot of people online that say that.
Thanks, you guys. But like, no. What I was trying to do is, I started doing it a while ago. I don't remember exactly, but it's this practice that I do, a mindfulness practice, where like I take a deep breath and I go from like this first person perspective of myself, where like you and I are talking right now and I'm trying to think about all the things that I'm supposed to say. Mm-hmm. And I go to this third person perspective of myself. And it's like, at the end of the day, we're two dudes sitting in a sauna right now.
Yeah.
And when you're going for these goals and you're in the middle of these workouts and you're trying to work out the splits in your head as to like, oh my God, am I on pace right over there? Like, take a step back and be like, hey, I'm an individual going through motion. Like, I'm an individual who's like caring about my physical health. And taking that broad perspective mm-hmm. of that very instance, I think helps you to disassociate from the potential mental thoughts that you can like create in the future that you have no idea if they're going to happen or not. But it's just like you get so caught up in what could be that you're forgetting about what is.
Yeah.
So try to even like physically look at and like touch things sometimes. That was actually recommended in one of my classes about individuals who struggle with anxiety.
That's a big like counting with your fingertips.
What we were talking about before, the idea of having a mic in your hand and just like, okay, if I'm starting to feel uncomfortable,
you can
move your attention. Tactile.
No doubt. All right, so you have perspective of your path, mm-hmm. process oriented. Mm-hmm.
And then last one, I'm going to quote Walter Payton. It's my favorite quote of all time.
Dog. It's a dog.
Yeah, rest in peace, sweetness. But it's, when you're good at something, you'll tell everyone. When you're great at something, they'll tell you. I love that quote. My dad's favorite football player is Walter Payton. But it's the idea that anyone can talk about how good they are, how good they want to be. But like an individual who I think is like truly gaining everything that they're supposed to from every single aspect of their life that they're going through, family and relationships, business, athletics, whatever it may be, is the individual that just like continues to live their life, and like other individuals will like make a point to say something about it. And it's not even seeking like external validation.
No,
it's just like you are so internally validated, focused that like you don't even realize if anyone else is watching you. You're like, this is for me.
Yeah.
This is for my future and the future that I want to set up for those that I care about. Who cares if anyone's watching?
I also think, I struggle with this. So like my wife's two-time Olympian. My brother is a lead in Broadway for Moulin Rouge. They have tons of external affirmation. And I think it's an interesting subject because people talk about like not being motivated by that, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that it's special when somebody's work and what they put into it meets external validation. And the other thing is, I think we're naive to think that like anybody that existed in a vacuum would care about a lot of this stuff. Like when you're doing Ironmans and 5Ks and marathons, like the perspective of the work and the comparison, like it's not necessarily a negative thing, it's reality.
Yeah.
And it gives you perspective on what you're doing and relative difficulty. I think it can be really powerful. And I think sometimes like everyone has that feeling of like receiving love. Yeah. Like my neighbor he always talks about, he's a musician. He views that as receiving love.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes it's like, it's okay to be motivated by that thing. I think it's how you view and perceive it, but you wouldn't be running against other people if there wasn't some value in that.
100%. It's the idea of like, it's like to be known and then to be loved. Mm-hmm. These two ideas that we can juxtapose where like a lot of people might just find validation being known. And it doesn't matter like who you are at your core, just, they know my name, or they know what I'm doing, that's it. But to be loved is to be looked at in like every single light, to be looked at in your past and observing your flaws and observing your accomplishments. And it's like, hey, I'm still choosing to sit with you right now. I'm still choosing to like when you call me up and you say something, like I'm going to pick up the phone. And I think that kind of balance of like to be known and to be loved is when you truly feel fulfilled in like what you are doing in life. Because you're sharing your story, you're trying to help other people, and other people are simply appreciating you for doing so, for making an effort. It doesn't matter if that effort is, interpreted by hundreds or millions.
Yeah.
The people that are knowing you and the people that are loving you, they choose you for you.
No doubt. I love that. Question number 4.
Okay.
This is a little science training related. So you're going to go through the following macros for each substrate. Okay. So you're going to do protein, fat, carbs, alcohol. How many calories per gram does each hold?
Yeah. Protein is 4, carbs is 4, fat is 9, alcohol is 7, but alcohol is an empty one, so it doesn't actually mean anything. It's just
I'm happy you got that right.
Yes.
We're going to jump into the final trivia question right out of the gate.
Gotcha.
You think you'll get it right?
Yeah.
You do?
I thought you were going to ask right there, like, what proteins are made out of, because it's like protein's the macromolecule, and then you have like essential amino acids. Not by that.
We could go down that path, but we're going to go, what year
Yep.
was BPN founded? I even wore my BPN
2012.
shorts. Nailed it. Thank God. I'm so happy.
I'm telling you, I read that book and like, I have to be honest, like, I love to read. And I think that's why I was very grateful that like, I look at Nick and I look at the brand in such a high light, because I didn't look at it as like, oh, they did this cool race. And
Yeah.
like, oh, like their products are good. It's like reading like the founding story of it and the origin of like a 20-year-old individual was like, hey, I believe in my dream. I'm going to call on my family members because I want them to succeed as well, to help bring that. I look at BPN as a family. And like for me to be a part of that and for me to try and contribute as much as I can, like it's such a privilege.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I want to go through some of your training stuff. So we'll start with lifting. What if you could only do one lift the rest of your life, what would it be?
Conventional deadlift.
Convention from the floor, barbell?
First love. Yep.
Conventional deadlift. How about one cardio machine?
Oh, I don't really use machines. That's interesting. I despise treadmill. Like I'd rather run in like the pouring rain than go on the treadmill.
You got rower, you got ski,
maybe like
salt bike.
I'll go stair stepper.
Okay.
Because like it was so mental, and I remember doing it a few times in college, and I'd be like the guy like sweatpants and a hoodie in the middle of the rec gym, and everyone's like, "What is this guy on?" But
yeah. How about favorite supplement for performance?
Oh, this is a good one. I mean, I'm very much so biased. I think I'm BPN's #1 consumer for G1M, which is their carbon electrolyte mix. I would say the most underrated is their Recover essential amino acids. Essential amino acids essentially compound protein. Protein is essential for recovery. I think so many individuals who hyper-focus on endurance have a really good idea of like how many carbs per hour they should be consuming, or even like before a workout. But afterwards, protein is essential to make sure that you're recovering well.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't recovering well, it's not even the fact that like you're gonna be sore, your sleep is gonna be terrible, it's gonna be a constant state of light sleep, your HRV is gonna be tanked. Like it's just gonna be overall discomfort, and as a result, like improper sleep leads to improper cognition. If you're only in light sleep, you can't get REM sleep. REM sleep is like the psychological restoration. Without REM sleep, you're in this like constant fog.
What's your favorite recovery modality?
I love hot yoga.
Okay.
That's why I'm sitting in here sweating. I'm yeah, man.
You're doing great.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, so last piece. This is presented by NADS, which is organic cotton underwear. When you're in the heat, microplastics are even more impactful, So they do all organic cotton underwear, and this is called Hot as Balls. And it's going to be rapid fire, this or that question. So you're just going to hammer it out, your answers. So CrossFit or High Rocks?
High Rocks.
5K or marathon?
Marathon.
Squat or deadlift?
Deadlift.
Burpees or thrusters?
Burpees.
5 a.m. workout or 9 p.m.?
5 a.m.
Sore for 3 days or no soreness at all?
No soreness at all.
Ice bath or sauna?
Ice bath.
Classic answer at the end of this. 100 push-ups or 100 sit-ups?
100 push-ups.
Sprint.
I used to do 500 push-ups every single day during COVID.
Dang. Oh, COVID. Yeah. You had to go
I had
get
nothing
that.
else to do, so it was fun.
Sprint intervals or long, steady cardio?
I'm better at long, steady cardio right now, but like sprint intervals back in the day were so entertaining.
Yeah, no doubt. Double unders or box jumps?
Box jumps.
Oh, here we go. Sauna or steam room?
Sauna.
20 minutes in the sauna or 3 minutes in the cold plunge?
I'll go 3 minutes in the cold plunge.
Hot tub or massage gun?
Massage gun.
Ice bath first or sauna first?
Ice bath first. Ice bath first.
Protein shake or smoothie bowl?
Protein shake.
Rice cakes or avocado toast?
I'm gonna go with rice cakes.
Wear a weighted vest everywhere for a day or wear a knee sleeve to a wedding?
What was the first option?
Wear a weighted vest everywhere for a day, whole day.
I would rather do the wedding option. I feel like people would laugh at me, and hopefully it's my friend's wedding, so they're not too mad about it.
Sweat glitter for a week, or smell like protein powder for a week?
Sweat glitter, because I sweat so much.
You probably already smell like protein powder though.
That is fair.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Be the strongest person in a weak gym or the weakest person in a strong gym?
Weakest person in a strong gym.
Only whisper in the gym or only yell in the gym?
Only yell. Really loud.
1 month no caffeine or 1 month no carbs?
1 month no caffeine.
Nice work, dude. You crushed it.
After that.
All right, so last wrap up here. If you could say anything to everybody, I want you to think about the person out there that's debating potentially putting themselves out there on social media. What words of inspiration do you have to give them?
If you're debating putting yourself out there on social media, I am here to say, like, as a first-hand example, gracefully to thanks to God, but like, you have no idea the amount of positive impact you can have on people that you'll never meet in real life if you just share your story, share every single aspect of it, your struggles, your successes, no matter what it is. Like, be authentically yourself, because you have no idea who's out there looking for exactly what you're going through, and you can really change lives.
Luke, appreciate it. I love what you're doing, man. You're crushing it. I feel like it's super inspirational. Keep it up, and you beat the heat. That's it, man. Go ahead.
That's fun. So you said don't go in the pool right away.
Yeah, it's not quite as hot. But I would recommend sitting for a second.
All right.
No, the second pour though is like melt your face off for like a second. I was like trying to ask it, and my eyes were like.
Luke, congrats. Golden Ladle, beat the heat.
Heck yeah.
Words of inspiration for all the heat goers out there.
Keep trying, because you can accomplish anything you set your mind to and acquire a golden ladle.
He actually told me this is more impactful than any Ironman that he's done. So
I'm gonna hang this over my bed as soon as I get home. Can't wait.
Thanks,
man.
dude.
Luke Hopkins, Cold Creek Cold Calls. Who do you want to see next try and beat the heat?
I would love to see Ian Fonz, Joey Muscio, or Logan Wilson try and beat the heat.